which year I have been given the responsibility to speak on smokeless tobacco use, typology, prevalence, and implications in Southeast Asia region. There are some hard facts that we should know. That in Southeast Asia region, the use of tobacco in the smokeless form is nearly as common as smoking. We have over 243 million smokers in the Southeast Asia region, and taking into the account only 3 countries, that is Bangladesh, India, and Thailand, we have around 234 million smokeless tobacco users. So when we talk about the region, we have only 5% of the land, global land, 26% of the global population, and 25% of the global smokers. But if we add the smokeless tobacco users, it becomes perhaps half of the globe. So near to a billion, near to half a billion. Then there is a large variety of products and ways of using tobacco for smoking as well as for smokeless use. We have heard that the prevalence differs from region to region, and India Global Youth Tobacco Survey 2003 data reports that smokeless tobacco use prevalence among students aged 13 to 15 years. It ranges from 2% in Himachal Pradesh to 55% in Bihar. And coming to the new Global Adult Tobacco Survey report that has been just released a few months back, and the prevalence of smokeless tobacco use among adults in India varies from 5% in Himachal Pradesh to 55 to 50% in Bihar. So we can see the range. And the similar situation is in other countries also. If we take the example of the Thailand, it varies from 3% in Bangkok region to 18% in the northeast region of Thailand. And there are other geographical variants also, not in the prevalence, but also in the types and by gender also. Take the example of India. The smokeless tobacco use in the chewing form is more prevalent among the males. However, the tobacco products which have been used as considered as dentifrice, like Gul, Buraku, Misri, Maseri, that is more prevalent among females as compared to males. There are other variants also. This is considered to be one of the rural prevalence is very high as compared to the urban prevalences. And of course, the educational level in India, GATS report says that it is 15% in the people who is having the education more than secondary, and it is up to 35% in the people who have no formal education. So these are some of the factors that we should take into account while considering the tobacco use prevalence on the smokeless tobacco. And another complexity is that we are discussing, many speakers have spoken already, that there are a wide variety of misbeliefs regarding the smokeless tobacco use in the region. In India, in Bangladesh, and in other countries also, the people usually understand that smokeless tobacco is less harmful than smoking, which is not the truth. And we have several papers that the harm caused by smoking and smokeless tobacco is equal. And some people believe that tobacco is good for teeth and gums. And that's why the tobacco industry is taking the advantage, and they are adding into the dental care products, and they are advertising it also. Gul is advertised as one of the dental care products. In Bihar, in West Bengal, Orissa, Gul and Buraku is most prevalent, and it is well advertised in the box itself. The another important point is that smokeless tobacco use is not taken seriously by many sectors of the people in the region. One of the examples I can give you from the Global Adult Tobacco Survey. If you will see that the smokers, when they have visited the healthcare providers, 50% of the smokers, they have been advised by the healthcare providers to quit. Whereas among the smokeless tobacco users, only 25%, one quarter of the people have been advised to quit, and the another 3/4 have been left out by the healthcare providers, meaning thereby they are not taking it seriously. And I will give you the another example when we come to other sections. For the typology, we can understand that this is sometimes the user prepared. The Honorable Secretary has said that his friend was making this khani underneath the quilt. So, and many people keep betel quilt in their house and they make their own. Then the customary made and the industrially manufactured. And there are industrial, small scale industries as well as the large scale industries are there. So tobacco and lime is very common in India, in some of the states like UP, Bihar, and West Bengal also some are, but now it has become more prevalent among different sections of the people in almost all states of the country. And it has several names. It is called surti, it is known as khoni in Bangladesh. It has various different names. Then betel quid with the tobacco leaves, that there is no need for, and then the betel nut, tobacco leaves. These are the things that the people can make themselves. Then coming to the small scale industry, the khani is nowadays marketed. The betel quid and tobacco leaves, that is also prepared by the user itself, and now we can see that how there is customary in India, Bangladesh, and Myanmar and Nepal. In any nook and corner, you can find the betel shops and the cigarette shops, and they make you betel quid. They add different types of tobacco products according to your choice and need. Baba this much number, Baba that much number, this brand and that brand, and there are several varieties with several scents and other things. Then this is one of the most important things that I will bring to the notice of this Tobacco Control Advocates Group and the Health Policy Group. In India, this is being produced at the small scale industry. And you can see that in different markets of Kolkata, you can see different types of, they are available in 5 kg, 10 kg, 2 kg, 1 kg, half kg and quarter kg. This Guraku packets are available, meaning thereby the prevalence is so high and it is manufactured by the small scale industry. And similarly, the gul and misri also is made in different. Misri is mostly used in the western part of India, and gul is very also prevalent in Bangladesh. It is mostly common among the women in lower section of the people. But only the packaging is different. It is packaged in the just in the form of conical plastic shapes. Then the other chewing things that kivam and jarda, and there is one of the things that is called hitsi, and it is very common in Myanmar, that the tobacco soaked in honey, and this is very common, and they call it mitaman, and that is also available. Mitaman we also use in India. So this hitsi is very common in Myanmar, and this is tobacco soaked with honey. And of course the other chewing products, like some of the examples like khani and dohra is one of the examples that is been locally produced in Madhya Pradesh. Then other smokeless tobacco is gargling tobacco. That is known as tuibur, and it is most frequently used in Mizoram and Manipur. And you can see that how they are producing it in the local area, and how they are marketing in the local market, and one of the sellers is using herself.
Then the large scale, and we have heard a lot of things about this hookah, and this is very common among the young people. India has taken a lot of policy issues. It has banned all types of advertisement bans, all direct or indirect advertisement bans. But if we see that we can very well watch that the tobacco industry, in one way or the other way, they are advertising this smokeless tobacco. So there is a need that this should be controlled, indirect advertisement especially. That is a need for India, Bangladesh, everywhere. Then coming to the tobacco toothpaste, they are coming in the form of toothpaste or tooth powder. You can see red lal dantmanjan. It is very commonly used. I have also used in my childhood, and it was tasting very bitter, and we used to refuse this. But the parents, they were believing that this is good for teeth and gums. And we have analyzed, we have also published one paper that it contains tobacco. But thereafter we heard that the different companies, they are saying that we are not now using this tobacco in large dantmanjan. So this is a matter of investigation, and we should try to have the research on this analysis. And other thing, and Jarda is also manufactured by big companies. We have heard about this click, and this is a very clicking word for the youth, and government of India, and this has been available in Bangladesh also and in Thailand also. So this is also concerned that some of the smokeless tobacco, they are just telling that this is not harmful, so we should be very careful thinking about those things. One of the very good report that has come from the CDC, and they have categorized the smokeless tobacco products in various categories. You can see that products containing tobacco with the spices, sweeteners, and flavoring chemicals. The tobacco industry is adding different types of products to make it lucrative for young boys and girls. And the products containing tobacco with various alkaline modifiers like lime, and some of the things like other chemicals. So these alkaline modifiers make the smokeless tobacco use more addictive, and it is absorbed as quickly as by the buccal mucosa. And then there are many products containing tobacco with alkaline modifiers and erica nut. We already know that the erica nut has been designated as one of the carcinogens. So tobacco is one of the carcinogens, and we are adding another carcinogen, and we are making several types of smokeless tobacco products. So that is a matter of concern, and we should take these things into account. Coming to the prevalence of the current smokeless tobacco use among adults aged 15 years in selected member countries in the Southeast Asia region. We have global adult tobacco survey in 3 countries, India, Bangladesh, Thailand, and we have steps in Myanmar and Nepal. There we have used the expanded tobacco questionnaire that has been developed. Although the methods are not similar, but these are comparable, so I have kept 5 countries. So you can see that among males, the prevalence varies from 50% to 1%, 50% in Myanmar to 1% in Thailand. And among females, the prevalence varies from 27.9% in Bangladesh to 4.6% in Nepal. And there are 2 important things, that in Myanmar and India you see a wide gap between males and females use. But in Bangladesh you can say that equal proportion, 1/4 of the female and male population, they are using a smokeless tobacco. While in Thailand, it is mainly, smokeless tobacco is mainly used by women folks. Coming to the current smokeless tobacco use among students is 13 to 15 years by gender in selected member states in Southeast Asia region. You can see the smokeless tobacco prevalence among boys varies from 14.1% in Bhutan to around 3.3% in Indonesia. Indonesia has less use of smokeless. And coming to the girls, you can see that in most of the country it is around 5%. It varies from 2 to 5%. And when you will see this is one of the trends of smokeless tobacco. This is 2003, 6 and 9. I have said that it has not been taken seriously by different sectors. So by there I mean all sections. By this graph you can see that only one country, India, is having health warnings on the smokeless tobacco products. We don't have any health warnings on the smokeless tobacco products in rest of the member states in the region.
Bangladesh has?
No madam.
Not pictorial. But
No madam. No madam, I am coming to that. No madam. I am coming to that. So you can see, but we have also seen some of the reports that how much this effective graphic warnings is in India. We have certain reports that we need to take care of that. We need to make it more effective for India. For Bangladesh and Thailand, this is the comparative chart. You can see that for Bangladesh there are 6 rotatory textual warning covering 30% front and back for cigarettes, and is similar for other smoke products, but not for smokeless tobacco products. And similar is because Thailand is one of the best example in the world as far as the graphic warnings is concerned. They have 10 rotatory graphic warnings, beautiful with a lot of areas. The FCTC says 50%, and it has gone beyond 50%. This is 55% front and back. But coming to the other smoke products, for most of the roll your own cigarettes, it is only 2 graphic warnings, and that too not in color, that is in black and white. And for other smoking products, there are 5 rotatory graphic warnings covering 50% front and back, but they don't have any graphic warnings on the smokeless tobacco products. And one of the last thing was that what is the implication? So the implication is known to all of us, that smokeless tobacco is highly addictive. The tobacco, the tobacco that is being used for smokeless tobacco, it is very high in content for the nicotine as well as for the nitrosamine. And connecting it with the alkali modifiers, it becomes more addictive. And when you go to the GATS data, you can see that the number of the ex-smokers are more. The quit rate among the smokers is higher than among the smokeless tobacco users. So it is only around 1.5%. And health consequences is very well known that cancer of the oropharyngeal area is very common in Southeast Asia region because of the use of the smokeless tobacco. And we have some reports also that say that the cardiac components is also increasing because of the smokeless tobacco use. And this is one of the important pictures. I have borrowed it from some of our colleagues. I don't know the name, but this is very important photograph that says that this young kid, they have a disease limiting that he cannot open his mouth, and it is known as oral submucous fibrosis. That is called as one of the pre-malignant conditions that it leads to cancer. And there are certain reports that is reporting that the number of cancers among young people is on increase in Southeast Asia region and mostly in India and Bangladesh. Then Dr. Gupta is here. He has done one study that has shown that the smokeless tobacco use causes low birth baby and more risk for the stillbirth. So it is also affecting the suffering for the future generation, normally the youth of this generation or the productive age group which is presently here, and the economic consequences is well known that the amount spent on tobacco should have been spent on the very crucial items like food and proteins for them. And masses, I can say that there are two masses. That the smokeless tobacco is addictive and equally harmful as other tobacco products, and it should be taken as seriously as the smoking products by most section of the people, and that is the requirement, whether by the public education, by behavioral education, or by public health policy. Thank you.